Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Jeremycrazy30 promotion in WWE 2K25. Now, we are only doing the PLE of wrestler battles, and that is it. We've gotten a few champions, a new women's tag team that was, installed last episode, and right away got the tag team titles. We have overall 8 custom superstars slash tag teams, um, or it's overall 10 superstars, because I have them written down. It's overall 10 superstars, 2 tag teams, and only 2 other. Ralph Rufus and Brody Hunter are the only 2 names that I haven't uh, said a championship caliber wrestler. Aiden Sky was the first one to get the mid card championship. Lily, when I eventually involved women into this, Lily was the first one to get the main overall the Jeremy Crazy heavyweight championship. Then she lost to Akira, which is another custom superstar, and she is now the current champion. So that's another tally for that. Ace Caveman, who I installed the first one, or maybe even kind of like the second or third episode, probably within a couple of episodes after the first one, because it was Ralph Rufus and Brody Hunter and the Tortures and Aiden Sky that I started with. Ace Caveman came after that, and he's now the current mid champion. So we have a lot of superstars that are winning championships, that are boosting their selves and trying to move up. And then last episode, we also got the Tortures that won the tag team titles twice. They were the first tag teams, or the first tag team champion, and then Gallus won it after Joe Coffey had the Jeremycrazy30 heavyweight championship for a while. And the Tortures, since we were looking at last episode, with keeping this realistic, all the tag teams that were probably processed within the default game of WWE 2K25 are all gone. So it's essentially there's no competition there, unless if the game AI, like the automated integration of what it does with tag teams, would create one in the game to face the Tortures to gain the titles. So because the Tortures would be the only tag team set for that division. So we are going to send them to SmackDown, and then SmackDown to the Raw, and based on how I feel, if they are better for SmackDown, they go back to SmackDown, and if they're better for Raw, they stay on Raw. So, and as roster changes throughout within the limitations of what WWE 2K25 has, I make it realistic as possible. So if, like, recently Javon Evans was on Monday Night Raw, and if he is now called up to the main roster and is on Monday Night Raw for full time and not on NXT, then I'll move him up to Raw, and then it's one less person on NXT. But on their WWE website, which they are quick to do whatever they need to do, he is still considered under NXT right now, so he is not being bumped up to the main roster yet. Because, like, for example, the John Cena event, they literally took him from active roster, and probably within hours or whatnot, they moved him from active roster to the alumni section. So They are quick to do what they need to do to keep that website updated as quick as possible. But that being said, let's get into the PLE of wrestler battles for Jeremycrazy30. So, to review the show again, we got a 6-superstar War Games match. Shotzi and Elektra Lopez's attack team with Gigi Dolan. And then on the other side, we got Katana Chance and Kaden Carter that are the tag team with Blair Davenport. We have the mid-champion on the line in an Extreme Rules match. 1-on-1, Aiden Sky versus Ace Caveman. So if Aiden Sky wins it again, he has a chance to be bumped up to the Jeremy Crazy heavyweight title group. And if Ace Caveman wins, then he, gains another kind of notch per se. If he were to keep it for 6 months, then he can get bumped up to the heavyweight championship. Then we have Joe Coffey, that was the former heavyweight champion, against Chris Danger in a Extreme Rules 1-on-1 match. BDE, Brandon Collins, the heavyweight champion, in a championship match of Extreme Rules against Bishop Dyer, aka Baron Corbin. Then we have a rivalry normal 1-on-1 match with Carlito against Tyler Breeze. Then we have a championship bout rivalry with Akira, the champion, against Scarlett. And then to round off the main event is the Final Testament of Karrion Kross, Razor, and Akam against Tortures and Brody Hunter, Chuckles and Demon Slayer for that. And they are the tag team champions. So we are going to simulate the matches, and we have Shotzi, Elektra, and Gigi Dolan winning against Katana Chance, Kaden Carter, and Blair Davenport. Then we have Ace Caveman successfully retaining the title against Aiden Sky. So he just continues to have it, and if he has it for at least, I think it's like 3 more months, then he is able to be moved up. I allow it to meet the criteria of either 6 months at a time, but when it comes to the main roster, it'll be probably a year. If they can hold it for a year or gain it like 3 times. With this, if Aiden Sky would have gained it, he would have had it for 2 times out of the 9 months that we've kind of had it, and so he would be eligible to get bumped up after he loses the title. Kind of try to keep the momentum and give him that push. Chris Danger beats Joe Coffey. We have a new heavyweight champion of Bishop Dyer beating Brandon Collins for the title. Then we have Carlito beating Tyler Breeze in a rivalry match. And we have Scarlett being the new Indy champion for the women's division against Akira. So Akira has 1 notch towards her. So if she or Lily were to get it, then they get bumped up to the North American Championship in NXT. Since she is no longer the current champion. Then we have the Final Testament, Karrion Kross, Razor, and Akam beating the Tortures, Chuckles, and Demon Slayer with Brody Hunter. So we are going to read some of the news that we have. So August August, PLE. So that's not us. Champion, Scarlet won in October. Bishop Dyer won in October. They've won it again, and they won it recently. So so Ace Caveman has won it in September. I thought he won it sooner. So he has successfully held it for 1 month. So he has 5 more months to retain it and keep it for him to be eligible to move up instead of having to win it twice in about a year. So, and then Akira lost it after a month. So if she can gain it back, then she will be able to be moved up as well, rightfully so. So that is that, and the only rivalry we have is Scarlet and Akira. So I would imagine that is not their final bout with the championship on the line and stuff. So we'll go to past rivalries. So Carlito won against Tyler Breeze in a past rivalry, and then Carlito has won against Bishop Dyer in a past rivalry. Dakota Kai beat Tegan Knox. This is just for my show. And then Karrion Kross beat Joe Coffey. Gallus beat the Good Brothers. Dakota Kai beat Blair Davenport. And that is it for all the rivalries we've had. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've had 6 rivalries, and I'm not doing anything. I'm just letting it sim out and let the game do its thing. So, yeah. And we will wait to see when the Tortures lose the tag team titles and move them up to SmackDown. We'll kind of look at that real quick to see who's in that division for tag teams. So we have DIY that has it right now, Street Profits as the number 1 contenders, Los Garza, Fraxium, the Bloodline, or MFT, and Pretty Deadly. And that is it. Where, if we were to go to Raw, see their list, they got the Judgment Day being the champions, Kofi and Xavier, the New Day, the War Raiders, A-Town Down Under, I believe, is split right now, obviously, with Austin Theory being with Division and Grayson Waller being with the New Day. I will split these guys up. LWO and the Creed Brothers, and also American Alpha. So we're going to edit the division, move those guys out, and it is 5 tag teams right now. Save that, and we'll go back here. Tag teams, A-Town Down Under. We are going to disband that team, so they are no longer together in real life. And I believe I added Grayson Waller to the New Day anyway. So that. So Grayson Waller, or not Grayson Waller, Austin Theory is a singles competitor, and yes, I'd like to save changes, and then I will make that stable right now so you can kind of see how it is made. So just to add more to the episode, as this is a very quick one. So you hit the right stick, push that down. Now we're going to type in vision. There's no team affiliation, team announce, which I don't really play out the matches, so don't need to worry about that. They're more of a boo. I know it's Austin Theory, because people are speculating he's part of it now, even though he's probably not really at the moment. Then we have Braun. And Bronson. Gotta get Paul Heyman. I would add Seth Rollins, but I don't know if he truly is involved with the group anymore since he's been injured, but now that is saved, so that is that. And that will lead up to the next episode, where it will be a bit longer, as we have the last week of October, all of November, and then December is kind of like that anniversary event, and see what things happen between now and then. Maybe the Tortures get that tag team title defense and they lose them, and then they get bumped up to SmackDown, so who knows. Overall, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel so that way you get notified when I upload one of these or any of my videos, and have a good one.